listen for foolishness. Does not make sense to them at all. So, and what he is saying, you can drive a truck through it. It is always a bunch of nonsense. He does not think before he speaks.
Yeah. Hold a minute, Caswell. There's someone on the line here. Go again. Go ahead, Mr. Newton. Let's see if we can hear you.
Oh, well, I missed quite a lot from the show from the time we had the disconnection. So
right,
you will have to give me a summary.
Oh wow, we have gone so past that segment. I don't know if you hear, we're talking about Savvy on the Bay right now. So that is what we're contributing to at the moment.
Oh well, I missed everything completely.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, another time then, okay?
Go ahead then.
Okay.
So I will probably get it
later on. Yes, thank you. All right, so he's having some technical issues and he could not hear. Now, one of the things a businessman that I trust very, very much, and he called me very early Sunday morning, very upset about what was happening to Mr. Kinch. And he said that he knows Mr. Kinch's father, and that over the years, what he's always said, that he would never bribe a politician. He said Mr. Kinch's father would say this to him all the time. He's an older gentleman, and he said to me that Mr. Kinch would always say to me, "I would never bribe a politician," and he would rather to take his money and give it to the communities. And we can, when we listen to this young man here, to Jamal, and it sounds like that is what is happening. You have some, because I'm into business, and I'm just imagine what help that is, that you could go for a couple months and you don't have to pay the rent and you don't have to pay the electricity. You can then put that money in the business and to grow it. You understand? It's like a big thing that comes off of your back. And yeah. He said, that he really, really believes that it's because they did not believe they got any kickbacks from it, and no bribes. He did not bribe them. He did not do campaign, pay for campaign, whatever you call that, but campaign finance. He didn't finance anybody's campaign. He didn't bribe anybody. He didn't ask government for anything. He bought the land. And so this is what he's been saying, and what you're saying here seems to be confirming that. So it's quite quite interesting,
yeah,
to say the least. Yeah,
for me, it's a lot of, I don't know, it's got misinformation, disinformation, everything. But for me, I want people to actually use their common sense, actually break down these things. I've heard all things that he didn't lease the land. I hear that he's squatting on the land. I hear all kinds of things that he using the vendors as a human shield and what's not. But you have to sit down and break down things and look at it holistically. If Alan Kinch was squatting, or if he just leased the land or something like that, would the government have to enact certain laws and do all kind of things through the court system to get him to move? No, because as Caswell said, he did not have the land where squatters' rights would have to be enacted or anything like that. He did not have the land long enough for that. If it's a lease, if he was leasing the land for government, they would just pay him out and just say, all right, you got XYZ, you got to move by XYZ date. He owns the land. He actually pays land tax on the land, which is more than they could say for certain individuals in Barbados. So my thing is that he bought the land, and they're trying to tell him what he can do with it. And again, what he did with it was phenomenal. What there was before was just an illegal dumping ground. And he gave
up, something?
It was an illegal dumping ground.
Yeah. Go ahead, Heather. We have another 5 minutes on this, because we don't want to go on to, we still have to talk about some pension stuff. Okay, so go ahead. Heather.
You said that this is for Jamal, that you have a relationship with cruise ships, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so you have a platform using those cruise ships to get their passengers to assist you with your petition or whatever inference that you have with the government of Barbados.
Well, it's more Alan that has the Alan and
Alan,
whatever
then,
language, yeah,
Alan, right.
that has that connection.
So you have that platform to use. So I would suggest that you use it. And there are more people that would, well, cruise ships are a whole big entire association, and they would have thousands and thousands of people. So get him to mobilize his request on their platform, and I am assured that it can work for him. Don't make
Yeah.
it just a Barbados problem.
Good
Make it a
idea.
problem.
Yeah, but for me, I think it could be just, I think Bajans, as long as they come down, everybody, because I got some people, it was built so fast. like there, I remember I was trying, I guess I'll give this quick story. I remember one of my customers, he told, when he came down there, he told me that he was trying to get directions to this place, and the girl was giving him directions, and he from the area, and he's saying, "But what you talking about? There's just bush. We talking about? You mean Worthing Square? You mean where you?" And he's struggling because the place was built so fast that when he came down there and he saw me, he was like, "Jamal, when this built?" Like his eyes were actually wide, and he was like, Where all this come from?" He's like, I grew up out here. I just pass this road all the time. Where this? I didn't know about this." And that happened so many times because Savvy was built so quickly. Again, it was done outside of the taxpayers' wallet. It was done efficiently. It was done quickly, and at the end of the day, the vendors were set up, and everybody was doing business. It wasn't a big, long time. You go wait a year or 2 years. Like similar thing, Burstown, where they had to remove vendors for a year. People just not having their income and what's not, because a lot of these people really don't understand. I'm a full time. I do this full time. I don't got some government job where I could just sit down and just do this on the side, or this is my full time job. So where people will say that why I speaking out is because this is mine. This Barcaders is mine, and I will speak out. But because there's a culture of victimization in Barbados, and a lot of people are afraid. A lot of people don't want to say anything because they are afraid that they will be victimized, and I can understand because at the end of the day, persons who do work with government and what's not, you will realize that their contracts dry up. Or persons who work certain places, you will realize they live in Saint Lucy and they get transferred to Six Roads, or someplace else that they will be very inconvenient for them to get to. There's a lot of victimization that happens. They got the temporary workers that will lose their job.
Correct.
And that's what happens in Barbados. That's why people are so afraid to speak out. That's why sometimes I used to work in government. You will have people rallying together, say, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like the next thing. And then you call a meeting, and then no one wants to speak up. I was always a vocal person from school. I was always vocal. I speak up. I believe in fairness, and I believe in looking at an entire picture and seeing how can we make this progress, how can we work to move this forward. But a lot of people are feeling that they might be victimized. A lot of people don't want to speak up because they know how it is in Barbados. We have a culture of victimization. And that is something that I would like to see changed. I don't know how it will be changed, but that's something I would like to see changed so that people could be like me and more free to speak up. Because for me, I don't got nothing to lose. I see this as it has to, this savvy is something that Barbados needs. I don't want to say that it is be entitled. This is something that was built. This is not something that we believe that we more don't put on nobody or offer nobody to get. This is something that was bought. It was done the right way, and it just is building organically. As Caswell saying, the money and pass in the hands, or nobody ain't had to worry nobody or anything like that. Everybody came together, and everybody is working to make this happen. And it's a very, very sad thing. It's a very sad day in Barbados where people want to play the race card They want to play the poor people card. They want to play this card, that card, debate. Or it want to take what land and give it to Barbadians and all of that there. When at the end of the day, there were times I was trying to get my trailer in locations that were run by government. And again, they run around. I got sent this proposal, that proposal, the next proposal. And then at the very last, I about to step over the finish line, and somebody else from nowhere come and say, nah, you can't do it no more. Bam. I shut the door in my face. I did not experience that with Alan Kinch. It was actually very smooth thing.
Smooth transition, and now your business is flourishing, and this is what you are experiencing, what every small business owner would love to experience.
Barbados is very hard right now. I have other locations, I have other things going on. Barbados is very hard, and Savvy it shocked me how well it's doing.
You made me. I've never been there, and now I want. And listen, you made me want to come down there on Sunday. Now listen.
Yeah, Sunday's a good day to come down.
Yeah. Okay. So listen. Go down there on Sunday, guys. Make sure we go down on Sunday. Listen. This is a question for you, General. This is a question for you. So say what you want to say, but I want you to answer this question here because you're the man for this question. But go ahead. It's the question is, what can we do at this juncture? And I love Kamar. I'm about doing. What are we doing? And here we're talking about, again, let's go down to Savvy. I'm about answers and solutions, right? What can we do at this juncture? My friend Kamar is saying, will the Savvy owners join with this movement, sharing all these salient points this gentleman just shared so all understand what is happening? That's a question for you, Mr. Franklyn, and then you can go ahead and make your point, sir.
See, but what these fellas that Jamal must do is to embarrass this government into inaction, to stop them from behaving badly against them. Go out there, even if you have to go and get permission from the police to hold a meeting, to address the public. They don't like that. They don't want it. Because right now, these people, I don't know. I cannot say that they are on the tape because then that will put Marcy and me in trouble. But it smells like it smells like fish. It smells fishy.
The thing is that for me, I have no problem with doing what needs to be done. I don't want to make this political. I'm not a party guy like that. I would tell you I work with politicians before in my previous job in government. I'm not really enamored by them. If it was up to me, if other people are all debating by parliament and all that, hugging them up and all of that, then nobody won't be doing that. I mean, I just want you to come out, you do a good job, you have Barbadians in mind, and in my opinion, this decision to push down Savvy and to try to manipulate Barbadians with this whole, or you want to give it back to the generations of Bajans and what's that. It's come on. I don't know where Dale Marshall came, where he grew up, but that land was not land that any generation of Bajans or people from before would care to go back to. They want this right now. This is what is needed for that area. Not
that is ludicrous because Mr. Kinch put it back in the state that Bajans can enjoy.
Now you can actually use it. You could not use it. It was literally a 1 or 2 foot track. It was a gravel track between bush. You know, when he was young, you used to rumble in the tracks. I used to rumble in the cane field and what's not. I don't know where the AG grew up, but this was not that. This was a place that you just walk through. You could not utilize the land. The land was unusable.
The government wants to do what Mr. Kinch has already done. That's what the AG is saying. Mr. Kinch has made it available to our Barbadians. The AG they want credit for what Mr. Kinch has done because they want Mr. Kinch gone and they want you, Jamal, as their tenant.
But Caswell, you don't need credit. Caswell, you don't need credit. You just gotta say thank you for doing this for Barbadians, and they will get the cosign from there. Just them saying thank you for doing this for Barbadians. Actually do something. But I guess that's too much for them.
I do not know Mr. Kinch's political affiliations. I don't know if he has any, but I can tell you what they aren't. They aren't Barbados Labour Party. I'll tell you something that. Why the public, and I don't know if Mr. Kinch will want people to know, but I can tell them The government acquired land from him 16 years ago. Haven't paid him for it yet. Land up by Coral Ridge. 16 years.
Yeah, he told me about this, but yeah.
When the IMF tell the government that they're going to pay all the people that they owe for these land acquisitions thing, they pay almost everybody else but him. And even they will even give him bonds. He was willing to take bonds. It's something about him that they don't like. So it is. I'm afraid that it is the government coming down on somebody because they're not affiliated to them and they're unfair in him because the man right now, as far as I'm concerned, he's a hero for Barbadians. He's gonna be a hero for you, Jamal, because right now you'll be celebrating 6 words.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Man, the gas alone, man. I got to go there 2 or 3 times a day. The gas alone was murder, man. Other than even without the logistics.
So he is developing young entrepreneurs in this country, and the government don't want him to do it. Why are there? And the thing is, I have never heard the chief town planner come up making these kind of statements yet. Because the government pollutes everything that happen. The chief town planner don't make statements. Because they don't discuss people's business in public.
But the thing is, when I heard that they have proposals that were in from 2010, and I mean, you got proposals in for 13 years, for 10 years. Like what is happening? What are we doing in Barbados? That is what I've been asking people. What are we doing in Barbados? When people come to me and tell me that he doesn't have town or country planning permission, I ask them, look what he has done with the land. What are we doing? And they also said he doesn't have permission from health. And that is also not true because health has come there many times. We have some extremely large grease traps behind each of our trailers, which in my opinion belonged behind a restaurant like Bubba's or like a massive restaurant. But they told him that he needs grease traps of that size that they're moving forward. And he did it. It isn't that he fight up or anything like that. He actually did it. So they have we have these little trailers with these humongous grease traps, and it shows that health actually went there. So when he is saying that you don't got the clearance from health and you don't got the permission from town, is that I ask, what are we doing in Barbados? Do we want to hold on to these old musty buildings that all about the place that Ninja Man sleeping in and all of that there? Are we going to carry tourists in there to show them anything? This is not the Colosseum in Rome. This isn't the Stonehenge. These are old buildings that are in need of refacing and restoring. And what Alan Kinch has done is he has restored a building at zero cost to the taxpayers of Barbados. And that is something that I hold very dearly because I do not like when they have these projects that's supposed to cost $10 million and $100 million down the line. The project ain't done. You want to know where the money gone? The Auditor General writing up all kind of things and nothing ain't happening to nobody. Everybody saying, well, I don't know what happened to the money. And then people and then Bajans, as usual, holding the bag. So I don't like that. I would prefer them to encourage more of this than more of the other scenario.
But what? Go ahead, Caswell.
It's not zero cost to the taxpayers. It is at zero kickback to the politicians. And that is why he's getting his problems too.
Corrupt. It smells. You're smelling something. There's something. It smells of something. It smells of something.
Zero kickbacks.
I don't know. I for this whole thing, they want to come and take up the land and say that the government has within their right to come and take it. Now they're gonna take up Saudi land, go and reclaim Port St. Charles. Where you want to come and take Sabi? If you want land, premium land, go and take up one of those hotels on the Gold Coast or the Platinum Coast. Why are you going to take up Sabi and run Bajans out of business? If you all say that y'all can enact these laws and y'all can get the land, go and take up Royal Westmoreland.
Exactly.
That's what they go and do.
You know, so what will happen? There are some people who've been asking, they want to come out because Saturday, guys, remember we have our march on Saturday coming up. And this is going to happen starting at Massacre Park Massacre Park, right there at Kensington. And exactly what we did last week, we wanted to go again this week. And it's, because there's just so much injustices that's happening. And sometimes, Mr. Franklin, we can get very, very selfish. I hear people say, well, I have my own pension plan, so I don't need to come out to support anybody else. Or they say, well, I'm going to get my pension. But to hear Mr. Franklin said, listen, he's gonna get his, but he's out there for you, for the younger people. And here it is, you have some other workers. I'm hearing that probably you guys might have about 100 workers. I don't know how many employees that's there in Savvy. That they're worried about their what's going to happen to them. And anybody who, to me, it's like a threat telling them the government will now be in charge.
Yeah.
They're going to be worried about their business. They know that's the end. That's the end, really. So the question that is being asked, Mr. Franklin, do you think that people who support Savvy, there would be room for them to come out to the march on Saturday?
I would like to see them in their numbers. I want to see them with placards that saying Savvy, so that the people will know that they're not only supporting the march for the pensions and national insurance thing, but they have a cause too. I would
Yeah.
welcome. I would
Yeah.
welcome them with open arms. This nonsense has to stop. This tyranny that the government is unleashing on the population of this country, unless you are a BLP person and stuff, has to stop. And the only way to stop is if the people stand up against it.
The thing
So,
is, I just want to speak about. I just want to give a little quick view on the
go ahead.
pension, where you can look at the NAS and the so-called economic reform that was done, where $1 billion was taken from NAS. That is something that was not right, because that's money that was owed to NAS by government, and that money was totally written off when this government um, reformed the economy. So my thing is that that is actually money that could have been utilized for Barbadians, but they kept on taking money and using it the as some kind of ATM. Even I would go as far back as David Thompson. I'm not a party person, but David Thompson took like $20 million or something like that. I put in the Four Seasons Hotel, and Four Seasons is still an eyesore down there, which is again, that is also land that they could reclaim if they want to build a parking lot or something like that there. But my thing is that they're using the NAS as an ATM, and no one throw it back onto Bajans, saying that, oh, it isn't working. We have to raise the contributions on the employers and the employees, and we also got to raise the retirement age. Like, I mean, it feels like you got to work yourself into the ground. On the day of your funeral, you still got to show up for work in order to be able to pay for it. So is for me that the whole thing about the NAS is totally wrong. I think it was totally mismanaged, and that is all I want to say. I know it came to speak about Savvy, but that is just something that I think that Bajans who really were left holding the bag by some irresponsible politicians who are just out there just living their best lives, in my opinion.
valid opinion, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We this is the an ad for the march that is running on the screen. Action. We came on here on Monday, and Mr. Franklin, you weren't here on Monday because I know you were dealing with some other things and getting your rest as well. And let me tell you, in one night there was we raised $3,000 to cover this march. Okay, and this is a place of action. And so on Saturday we want to come out. We want to come out, and we're going to be talking about the bill and etc. But there is an injustice that is being happened. Wait, I'm here. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, but there we as Mr. Franklin has said that those who are supporting Savvy, there we would welcome you with open arms. To be there with us on Saturday. Okay. with open arms.
We
To be
actually
there. Now,
also have a
Mr. Franklin,
petition as
before
well.
we, yeah, tell us
Now,
about it.
yeah, we actually also have a petition as well on change.org. You could go on the Savvy on the Bay Instagram page and you could see it there in the bio if you want the link. All the vendors post it as well. We have about 25. We started on Friday and there are about 2,500 signatures thus far. But we want a lot more to really
Mm-hmm.
show the government that no one wants this. I mean, everyone that I ask says I would say 99.99999% of people do not want this. The only people that want it is the people that like explaining things that will come to say, oh, he didn't have permission, and you gotta get permission for these things. Nothing in Barbados is done the right way, as Caswell has has said before. Nothing is done the right way. All these big contracts and all that you see these big contracting companies get, nothing is done the right way. Savvy is one of the few things that was mostly done the right way. However, because of certain individuals at Town and Country Planning, because I believe that department has become politicized, just like many other departments, he was not getting permission to develop his own land, which again is not right. It's not right that Town and Country Planning has proposals in there for over a decade and people still waiting on them. It is not right. It's like, what are we doing in Barbados? That is a question. We just waiting around for political handouts. Is that the country that we want to leave to our children? Is that what we want to do here as educated people? We just sitting around just waiting for a politician to tell us what to do or where to go. I gotta keep on
Mm-hmm.
asking people, what are we doing? If something like Savvy can get pushed down to build a parking lot, nobody is safe, and people need to understand that. As Caswell said, Alan Kinch got land taken from him, or the government acquired land from Alan Kinch 16 years ago, and he has yet to receive any money for it. And it's only
Mm-hmm.
because he is in the position that he is in that didn't affect him. But there are a lot of other people where government acquired land from them and they did not get money. They had to wait years and years and years and years and years, and that is not right to take somebody's land and then don't pay them. First of all, paying them less than the land is worth, and then you taking forever to pay them. Like what are we doing as a country, and what are we encouraging? So we cannot allow the government to just enact these laws just because. Again, I wouldn't mind if it was something like if Alan had the land and they took it and they built something like Savvy on the land, okay, that's fine. But is the Savvy is already there? Is something that is already there? Is something that is working? And
Mm-hmm.
for them to just come and say, oh, they want to bring the bulldozers and push down the houses, nah. For me, that is
Right.
not right at all.
Yeah,
That's
there are
not right.
lots of injustice. Now, Caswell, there is. I'm seeing. Before I go to you, actually, let me just ask Heather something. Heather, I know that some of the Bajans, some of the diaspora, they were saying that they are planning protests and rallies against the proposed NIS and pension bill overseas. Have you heard anything about that? I know you're in New York. Is there any development on that you can report to us tonight?
I was not here for the program yesterday, so I don't know if it was repeated. Was it
Hmm.
repeated yesterday, last night?
Yes, there's some people who are saying that. I just wondered if, by
No,
any chance, you know anything about that. If
no.
there's anyone in the diaspora, if you're planning, a protest to join us on Saturday, concerning the proposed NIS and pension bill. If you're overseas and you're planning one, please contact us because we would like to be able to advertise it because there might be others who are close to where you are located, your location, who might be able to join you. So if it is that you're planning anything overseas, and we would want to also be able to broadcast it, to promote it. If you're overseas and you're planning any protest or rally, against the proposed NIS and pension bill